Hey everyone, it's Ivan with KeepBadger.com out here for another episode of the 2021 Coast to Coast Tour. This time with a range day in Huntsville, Alabama. Fortunately, we were able to sleep in a little bit, and after that, loaded everyone on the bus, headed over and made one quick stop. Had to make sure we had some water as well as ice. Even though it looked like the weather was going to be favorable, it's still hot, still humid. So with that stuff loaded up, we're heading out to the range. We're going to get there nice and early, about an hour and a half, 2 hours early. Plenty of time to leisurely set everything up and then have some lunch before people start arriving. But that went completely sideways. About 2 miles out from the Hobbs Island shooting range, came upon an accident. Looked like a pretty bad accident. I don't think anyone got too hurt because the ambulance pretty much hung out for a while and then leisurely eventually left. But it was definitely a big roadblock. So we spent quite a while watching people in front of us turn around because they could. My bus was not going to turn around there. So we basically had to hang out until the fire department essentially got it cleaned up. Cleaning up all of the transmission fluid, all the fluids, oil, everything like that was all over the road. Out there scrubbing stuff with Dawn dish detergent. Eventually the road was cleared, but we were a little behind the power curve. Finished out those last 2 miles drive over there to Hobbs Island shooting range, pulled in and got after it, starting to get everything set up for what would be our 5th range day of the 2021 Coast to Coast Tour. We then ended up jumping right into the range day. We were fortunate on the one hand with the weather. It's basically sprinkling, cloud cover, not unbearably hot or anything like that, which was huge. And so, yeah, we ended up going after it. And yeah, after safety brief, med brief, going through all of the guns that were out there for people to shoot, had some fun shooting through all those different guns. Our title sponsor out there, Q, entire lineup. Whether it was their fixed, chambered in .308, amazing light, handy bolt-action rifle, or their Honey Badger SD, definitely a lot of people's favorite, as well as my Honey Badger pistol, the Trash Panda, both of which I ended up building up there. Really fun experience. And then of course my prototype Sugar Weasel with the 12 3/4 inch 5.56 barrel. That thing was really cool. In addition to that, that Sugar Weasel actually has Q's new trigger, pre-production model. Have that thing in there, incredible trigger. Also out there, another one of our sponsors, Radian, 2 different Model 1s. A 10.5 inch with Scalarworks PEAK Iron Sights. Pretty sure we had the Thunder Chicken silencer on there. And then their 17.5 inch Radian Model 1 with a jumbo shrimp on there. That one is basically using a EOTech, and then behind it, 3x magnifier. That thing is a blast to shoot. It's pretty much a laser beam. We were shooting it off of a tripod, made for a really, really stable platform, really easy to reach out there. We also had some pretty fun guns sent out by Brownells, the BRN 180. If you're unfamiliar, I did a review a while back. Pretty incredible piston gun. On the one hand, blast to shoot, but it's also for a piston gun, like really light and compact, especially compared to some other piston guns that are out there. But we have one chamber both in 300 Blackout, which is actually going to get auctioned off at the end of this tour. Then we also had another one chambered in 5.56. Great guns, fun to put rounds through, and really soft recoil impulse, pretty impressive. And from our friends over at High Point, we had the 995 Carbine, always fun, and the Gen1 Yeet Cannon. Basically the C9 by High Point with a threaded barrel. Thing's really cool. They sent a couple of those out. Again, those will end up getting auctioned, and everything out there was suppressed. So on those, we had the Erector 9s, And we also had a OZ9 by ZEV, also gonna get auctioned at the end of it. And on that, another Erector 9. Really fun pistol, and yeah, just being able to shoot everything suppressed makes for such a nice range day. We also ended up actually with, I guess, 3 different suppressed 22s, a couple of which sent out by Shooting Surplus, one of which is the Glock 44, which is actually an amazing pistol when it comes to just training and stuff like that, training on cheap. And then we also had the, I guess it would be the 1022 Charger in SB Tactical's new chassis they came out with. Really great gun. And both those, one with the Erector 22 and the other with the El Camino, again, 22 silencer. And then lastly, with respect to 22s, my buddy Matt Yore, Sawtooth Rifles, he ended up basically cutting down my son's very first rifle, a little Savage Rascal, single shot 22. Kind of awkward to shoot, but one of the most fun guns out there to shoot. And also by Sawtooth Rifles, more ergonomic for an adult to shoot. They sent out a custom bolt gun, which was actually one of the guns that won the 2018 USASOC Sniper Challenge. Amazing rifle, chambered in .308 with the direct thread full Nelson silencer on there, and that thing's incredible. Getting behind that gun, like, it honestly makes it really easy. In part, it is a heavy gun, but really forgiving, and yeah, basically a laser beam. Last but not least, Shooting Surplus also sent out a Knights Armament SR25. Incredible gun, historic gun, iconic. On the end of it, we have a Trash Panda silencer, does a great job on there. And then also using the Attacker 1-8 by Night Force, mind-blowing optic. If you look through one, it's kind of disappointing when you go back to whatever other variable you're probably using. But that thing, incredible setup out there, to include a B.E. Myers Mall on it. Not that we were really shooting at night, but ended up shooting that a ton, and that was definitely a favorite for people out there as well. Then why not have a little competition? So we actually had 2 competitions this time. First competition was with the Honey Badger SD, as well as the Honey Badger pistol, kind of switching between those two. And you would start with it basically grounded on the table, magazine of 1 round. On the buzzer, you retrieve the gun as well as your magazine. Load, make ready, off safe, break your shot at steel at about 50 yards. And whoever was fastest won a little something. Really fun little competition right there. And then the winner of that competition got to go ahead and pick themselves a brand new pair of Magpul glasses that were sent out for the tour. And everyone else that participated got to go ahead and dig through boxes of t-shirts from Q and find themselves a t-shirt. Really good time out there. And since our other friends over at Scalarworks also sent out some goodies, why not have another little competition? So taking that Radian Model 1 10.5 inch with the Thunder Chicken on there and the Scalarworks PEAK Iron Sights, basically started with it slung, had a Lunar Concepts contour sling on it, started with it slung, magazine of 2 rounds. And so on the buzzer, retrieve your magazine, load, make ready, off safe, aim in, and there is a reduced silhouette by Thor Targets out there at 200 yards. Got to make that thing work. Like, you need to do your part. So on the buzzer, grab that mag, load it up, break hopefully 1 shot. And if you needed to, you had a backup shot. But basically shooting at that reduced silhouette at 200 yards, 10.5 inch barrel, Radian Model 1 PEAK Iron Sights. Not the easiest shot, but a number of people did it, got their hit. If not on that first shot, then on the second shot. Really fun little competition there. And the winner won themselves a brand new set of PEAK Iron Sights by Scalarworks. Really cool sights. As things were winding down, it was time to have a fun little competition with mainly just the kids. There was some Pokemon on the line. So the way we did this one was basically starting back at the bus, touching the reflector on the buzzer. You'd have to run over, grab a round, drop it in the Sawtooth rifle, run the bolt, and break your shot, getting a hit out at, I want to say about 350 yards. Had to hold, I think, 1.5 mils in the scope that was on there. And yeah, see who can do it the quickest. Really fun time out there. Jad was pretty stoked. He ended up winning that, got to open a nice big box of Pokemon. Something else that was really cool is David Kramer, as well as his son and some special guests, were out there from SOCF, Special Operation Care Fund. Amazing organization doing some incredible work for veterans. And yeah, really amazing, meaningful work. And as an organization, 100% pass through. They have no overhead. All the money that gets donated basically goes to helping these veterans with a number of different things. Really amazing work that they do. And actually at the end of the Coast to Coast tour, a number of different guns, silencers, some other things are actually going to get auctioned off in support of Special Operation Care Fund. So after that last range day, July 15th, I guess it'll be, up there in Iowa, the auction will go live. There'll be links and everything where you can go to it. It's going to be an online auction and it'll run for 24 hours. So that following day, July 16th, basically that auction will end and whoever wins, wins. And honestly, everyone wins. Opportunity to get some really cool guns, some of which have been shot coming across the Coast to Coast tour, some not shot, things like the Fix, different things like maybe the Erector 9 silencer, all these different things that are going to get auctioned off. And at the same time, all that money is going to an amazing organization. So it's a win-win all around. Leaving the range, we were all definitely hot and sweaty and hungry. So ended up heading downtown Huntsville to this amazing barbecue place and actually met up with some friends too. One of which, Jackson, incredibly talented guy. There'll be a link down below to his Instagram. 15 years old, basically amazing entrepreneur and making incredible shoes, like literally one-off custom shoes. Ended up taking a course on how to do it, and since then put in like who knows how many hours. And yeah, makes these really, really incredible shoes. 15 years old. Stuff like that is amazing. Like that is really cool. I know a lot of grown adults that are like, oh, like I'm gonna go show up to my job I hate. Here's a kid out there hustling. Good on him. But after having dinner, basically wrapped it up, headed back for a much needed night's sleep. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up our Huntsville range day. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.